Hi guys, Steve Girardi here. Welcome to Steve Strings. Today I'll be reviewing the Hricane UKSD-02 thin line, cutaway, spalted maple backed, tenor scale travel ukulele. Now I did an unboxing video of this about a month ago, and I'll leave that link up here. You can check it out. So I've had this instrument now a little over a month now, and I should say that when I first got this, I was very, very impressed by the gig bag, which I'll go over, and the instrument. And I've had a chance to play it now, and I can give you more inputs on the instrument and how it plays. But first, let me go ahead and touch upon the gig bag in case you haven't seen the unboxing video. So the gig bag, I should say, is something that I really, really like. It is a bag that is custom to the thin line ukulele, and it opens all the way, so it's easy to get the instrument in and out of. And it has this really nice neck rest, which most gig bags don't have. It's about 11 or 12 millimeters thick of padding. It is a tough sort of a canvas or cordura kind of material. It has one strap. I prefer two, but one works fine. And it has a decent handle on it. So I should say that the gig bag is is better than the average gig bag you might get with an instrument. So that's certainly a plus for Hricane. The instrument itself, if you haven't seen the unboxing video, you can see it has a nice laser etching of the Hricane logo in the headstock. And again, that's very, very nicely done. Looks like I've got some company here. Hey, buddy. The tuners are just sort of basic geared tuners, closed geared tuners, but they work well and seem to be holding their tune well. Please note that the headstock has a thin veneer of the same spalted material that you find on the back of the instrument. The fretboard and bridge are both walnut, and I'll zoom in here so you can see that. And you can see, again, it's walnut, but it has some really interesting position markers, not just the typical sort of little dots. Some very interesting positions or markers there. On the sides, you can see it also has position markers on the side, which certainly makes it fairly easy to play. When we're looking at the top, this is a solid spruce top. And solid spruce typically has a nice bright tone, and I think that's certainly true in this case here. You can see it has purfling here, and it has basically 3 lines of black purfling and 2 lines of white purfling, a rosette around the sound hole. It's very nice. Also here, you can see it has purfling on the edge of the soundboard. Again, it's black, white, black, and then it has what looks to be something like a mahogany binding there on both on the top and the bottom. Also with a black line of purfling, and again, I think that just looks really classy. Again, as I mentioned, the sides and the back are this beautiful spalted maple. And again, no two of these are the same. It also has this neat little accent piece at the heel. This also comes with one strap button on the heel, but none, at the tail, but none at the heel of the neck. The neck material, I do not recall, it specified the material for the neck, I should say, but it's a nice smooth neck. This whole instrument comes with a matte finish. The saddle and nuts are reported to be bone, and it is not a compensated saddle, it's just a regular saddle. One thing you can see there, when you're looking at the saddle, it does not have like a really steep break angle, and that may be a bit of an issue in case you need to modify the height of the saddle. And I say that because I didn't notice this when I first glanced at it and gave it a quick sound sample, but when I really started playing it, and I go to hit bar chords, I was getting some dead sound, And the reason for that, it turns out, is because this instrument has high string action. Typically, we look to see about 2.5 to 3 millimeters of distance between the frets and the strings at the 12th fret. This instrument has 4 millimeters of space between the top of the fret and the string. So it's a little high, and that's why when I started doing bar chords, I wasn't getting clean bar chords. And so I looked here at the first position. I can see, yeah, I do have to push down a fair amount at that first fret to get the strings to engage. That doesn't make it unplayable. It's certainly very playable, but you'll have to push harder there if you're not used to doing that. And that said, it would probably be worth going ahead and lowering the action here, either at the, well, certainly at the saddle and perhaps even at the nut a little bit, because it is a little high there. On the inside of this instrument, I looked, and it's very neat and tidy. You can see it has notched kerfing inside there. It has the traditional bracing inside. This instrument does not have a truss rod, which it doesn't really need. And one feature which is really nice is this arched top here. And again, the nomenclature on this describes this ranging from 32 to 43 millimeters thick. And I imagine the 43 is at the deepest part of that arch. So overall, I can say that the sound I've been enjoying. So let me go ahead and give you a sound sample, both strumming and picking. And since it does have some high action, I thought I'd go ahead and give you a sample using a slide as well. So let's go ahead and I'll give you a sound sample of some strumming. So there's a little sound sample. It has some decent sustain. It's fairly bright, although not quite as bright. I have a baritone ukulele that is with a spruce top and tuned GCA, and it has a bit of a brighter sound than this one. It may be a feature of both the depth of the instrument and also the size of the soundboard. But it doesn't sound bad. This sounds good. And certainly it's very, very pretty. So let me go ahead and retune this to drop G, and then I'll give you a sound sample of this with a slide. I have now retuned this to G, C, E, G, down from G, C, E, A. So here it is. So this is called an open C tuning, or some folks call this slack key tuning or drop G tuning. And normally I can't play a slide on my other ukuleles because I have a tendency to maybe press too hard and kind of hit the frets underneath. But this one, since it has a little bit high action, if I'm careful here, I might be able to get some halfway clean sound from this slide. First, I'll let you kind of hear this, some finger picking here with that drop G. I'm realizing this would be easier to play if I had a strap for it, because it's harder, because with a slide I'm not usually holding the neck in the same way. But still, I'll play around with this a bit and see what I can do with it. So there you have it. Slide. I'm just now starting to learn how to play with the slide a little bit, so at least you get to see what it sounds like. Again, so the Hricane UKSD-02, solid spruce top, cutaway, thin line, spalted maple back and sides. It's a really pretty instrument. Again, if you're looking for one, this is certainly one to consider. I have a K-Mice thin line tenor ukulele, and I plan on doing a comparison video of this to that one so you can compare both their looks and also their sound. So I hope you found this, this review helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more review videos, or if you'd like to see me do some of my cigar box guitar or ukulele builds, please subscribe. I'd love to have you come back and see more. Thanks for watching.